Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, welcome back to another episode of Left 4 Dead 2 Myth Busting Mondays. And in today's video for the final myth, and this is going to sound a little wordy at first, but I think that you guys will still find it fascinating nonetheless. This is going to be, can the smoker protect himself from headshot damage by doing a certain melee animation where his shoulder blocks his head/neck? I find these types of myths very fascinating about like player models and how they end up working in the in-game world, so I'm looking forward to testing this at the end of the video. And if you guys are looking forward to testing this at the end of the video with us, please make sure that you guys drop a like, subscribe if you are new, and if you have a myth of your very own that you would like to have us test in next week's episode, please by all means leave it here in the comments down below. Or also alternatively, you guys can leave within my Discord server, which is going to be linked down below in this video's description. All that being said, guys, I hope you end up enjoying another episode of Left 4 Dead 2 Myth Busting Mondays. Myth: can you cut a smoker's tongue with a minigun? Alrighty guys, myth number 1 is submitted in by Brez, so we are on the finale here of Swamp Fever, and we've got both minigun designs here to test with, just in case one of them works and the other one does not. So far we're testing out the Swamp Fever design, and it looks like it's not cutting the smoker's tongue upon the first glance. Here's us testing it again, except this time it's from my POV, and you guys can see them clearly hitting the tongue and nothing has ended up happening so far. Now you guys can see from the footage that we're clearly not missing, and I'm also even going to shoot the tongue with a military sniper so you guys can see that the tongue is breakable, it's just not currently working with the miniguns. And when we try this with the wound up minigun instead, it seems like the result doesn't change with this one either. You guys can see I'm just overly exaggeratedly moving in all directions to see if a stray bolt can connect with it in case there is the 1 in a million chance I am missing. But no matter where I aim the minigun, it's not changing anything. So I'm not going to overthink this one, I'm just going to label the first myth as busted. You cannot cut a smoker's tongue with either form of the minigun. Myth: can you cancel stumble animation by jumping? Alrighty guys, myth number 2 is submitted in by Narin. Now, while conducting the tests for Myth 2, we did test a variety of different special infected and try to put ourselves in scenarios where we would get stumbled and then just simply jump to see if it would do anything, but a majority of them did not work. However though, I do remember from a prior myth way back in the day that did actually involve doing something similar to this, and I know that this does work, and that's going to be with the boomer, where if you end up meleeing the boomer and you jump at the same time that he explodes, you do not get stumbled. It's one of the few examples that I can provide immediately where I know that this works. I assume that there's gotta be methods where there's other special infected this can work on, but for the one that I'm going to list right now, it's just going to be the boomer. And since we at least were able to get one, I'm going to say that that's good enough to label the myth as confirmed. I don't have proof or footage of the other ones for now, but at least for now, I do have at least the boomer. Myth: if you take an adrenaline shot, can you shoot guns quicker? Alrighty guys, myth number 3 is submitted in by Dan. Alright, so for this test, I'm going to be using the Spaz 12 as the gun of choice, and I'm just going to do a control test where I just see how long it takes me to fully empty the Spaz, and then I'm going to do another one where I take an adrenaline shot and do the exact same thing, and see if there's any difference in the speed. So here I go, here's my first test. You guys can see a timer in the lower right, and it was about just over 2 seconds. Now we're going to be doing the adrenaline shot test, so here I go, I am shooting the Spaz now. And once again, it is just a little over 2 seconds. Now we did test this with multiple other guns and did research on the wiki as well, and we were not able to find anything that suggests that the adrenaline shot affects your shooting speed, and I'm only just going to provide the one example because I don't want this myth to go on too long because literally nothing changes with the other guns. So you guys got the gist of it, the myth is busted. Myth: can you get to your feet quicker after getting pounced by a hunter if you used an adrenaline shot beforehand? Alrighty guys, myth 4 is submitted in by Glabersko. So just like myth number 3, we're once again just going to be doing a controlled test first, so we can just get a baseline for how this is going to play out. So here's that controlled test. I'm spawning in the hunter now, and I'm getting attacked. And by the time I fully end up recovering where I go back into first person, it's around 3.27 seconds. Now here's going to be the test with the adrenaline shot. I stuck myself and now I'm going to be attacked. And it's around literally the exact same amount of time as it was the first test, is once again 3.27 seconds. So that means that myth number 4 is busted. If you take an adrenaline shot before getting attacked by a hunter, it's not going to change your recovery speed. Alrighty guys, and now it is time for the final myth, and once again it's going to be, if a smoker ends up doing a certain melee animation where he ends up swinging his arm to block his neck and head area, will this prevent him from getting headshotted by a player? Let's find out. Myth: Can a human-controlled smoker avoid a headshot when he launches his tongue right after doing a melee attack? Alrighty guys, and then the last myth is submitted in by Christoph. So I believe that the animation that Christoph is referring to is this one right here, where the smoker's doing this like, what looks like a swinging and ducking animation almost when he's shooting the smoker's tongue and meleeing. So when it comes to this myth, it feels like it's hit or miss. And the reason why is because when the smoker does the animation, and his shoulder is like blocking the like lower half of his face, and I hit his shoulder, sometimes it still says I'm hitting him in the head according to Dan, and then sometimes it says I am not. So what I've noticed is that the shoulder, it's a 50-50 of whether or not the actual like invisible hit scan of the smoker's body is getting in the way of the head. Even if it was a 50-50 this worked sometimes, there's nothing stopping a player from just doing a follow-up shot and then getting a headshot then. You may or may not get lucky sometimes as the smoker, where if your arm does end up blocking your face, and then you just quickly dart around cover, or the survivor is not able to see you around the wall, then maybe you could consider this useful, but this is really only useful in like a very niche circumstance. One may interpret the myth as busted because there's nothing stopping a player from just doing a follow-up shot and getting a headshot immediately right after they ended up hitting you in the shoulder, and one might interpret this as confirmed because if you get lucky and your shoulder does happen to block your face, and you're just jumping around the corner at the same time or something, it might be enough to be able to save your life, at least for the moment. So I believe plausible is the best place to go with this myth, because there seems to be an element of luck or inconsistency with this myth. If any of you guys want to leave a comment on what you believe is ended up happening, feel free to let us know, but I'm just going to label the myth as plausible for now. But yeah guys, that's going to be it here for today's video, and I do truly hope you guys ended up enjoying it. If you did, please consider dropping a like, comment, subscribe, follow, and all that beautiful stuff. And if you guys have a myth of your very own that you would like to have be featured in next week's episode, please by all means leave it here in the comment section down below. Or also alternatively, you guys can leave it within my Discord server, which is going to be linked down below in this video's description. And as we wrap up the video guys, just want to mention a couple quick things. Number one, I have a second YouTube channel now. It is called Black Ninja 797 Extras. And on this channel, I'm going to be uploading and posting additional content that you would normally not see here on my main channel, such as gameplay walkthroughs, funny moments with my friends, and Challenge Accepted, which was a series I used to do on this channel where I play games that you guys requested me to play. If you guys want to check out the second channel, there will be a link down below in this video's description. I also want to say thank you and shout out to Epic Games for being my first ever sponsor. I have a supporter creator code with them, and the code is just my name, Black Ninja 797 in all caps. And if you guys want to, you can use it in the Fortnite and Epic Games item shops. Anybody that uses my code or has used it before in the past, I tremendously appreciate you. And the last thing, thank you everybody that wished me a happy birthday. I'm officially 25 as of today, so it's frontal lobe day. Woo! So with all that being said, I'm going to spend some time with my friends and family now and have some birthday cake, but I hope you guys ended up enjoying seeing another YouTube video from the most unique YouTubers are ever going to see. Thanks for watching guys, I love all of you, and peace out.
Hey meme lords, Jesus here, and you better have enjoyed that video there by the eternal god Daddy Ninja. You should probably subscribe too, or the mighty Moab will come for your balls. If you enjoyed the video, you might like it too. And give me the memes. Flash, bang, boom!